You guys, what's up? Shadow here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. And if I'm not mistaken, then we need to go and get some steel plates because we're running low. So, just little Space Engineers thingy at the beginning. I mean, official thingy at the beginning. They have done multiplayer, public multiplayer testings. And they posted a little recap of all the things that they found. I'm gonna read that to you right now. Just a second, I need to dock first. They said, we're still hunting down all memory leaks. Alright, on survival crashes went down significantly, but there's still some freeze present. Alright. On survival, performance and PCUs were nicely connected together. On creative, we still recorded some PCU leak and heavy performance load caused by various actions. It wouldn't surprise me if these actions were mainly piston and rotor based, but I could be wrong. Compared to the feedback from previous tests, there were improvements in everything, reliability and movement. I love that. Everything, reliability and movement. That means reliability and movement are not a subset of everything, which is kind of fun. Alright, let me just get my welder container here. Very good. And then we need steel plates. Oh yes, much steel plates. This one is full, so we're just gonna pack this one. Right, and off. And then what else did they say? Player also slightly more happier with controls of ship and character, but there was a decrease in car handling. And overall, the feedback is showing steady improvement. Well, I don't doubt that. And I just noticed I'm running out of oxygen. But yeah, you know, it's not much really. I mean, steady improvement has been the thing that has been echoing for the last half year. Steady improvement. Yeah, I agree. But still, people are waiting for an update. You know it, I know it, they know it. I wonder when it's gonna come. And what is it gonna be? You know, will it prove the people that were saying, yeah, they're abandoning Space Engineers, will it prove them right? Or will it show that they actually still have some conviction and will want to develop this thing further? I mean, we all have to agree, it's a fantasy that this game will go on forever. We all know that. There's only a few games that can actually do this. And there's really only a few of them. And even those will have to release, you know, like add-ons every once in a while, so they still are interesting. But I cannot imagine like an add-on for Space Engineer. When is the last time you actually played a game that had an actual add-on? I'm not talking about DLC. I don't think DLC and add-on are the same thing, in my opinion. I see that as different things. Although, to be fair, I couldn't give you like a super clear definition right now. But you know, there's like content DLC and then there's like, for example, the one add-on that just springs to mind every time I'm talking about this is Diablo Lord of Destruction. That could have been a self-contained game, but of course it kind of needed the previous thing because, you know, you also need to play through the previous 4 acts and whatnot. But it added so much that I would never call this a DLC. For me, it's maybe about the size? I don't know. Anyway, we are still doing construction work here on our... what did we call that? The battle... I even forgot it. I think I wrote it in the video because this description. Trademarked. Battle section or something like that. It's something silly. But yeah, after this layer, there is going to be the layer where the actual conveyor bits are going to be on. And then there's going to be an additional layer where then the turrets will sit on. And that's because otherwise, as we saw last time, there will be an exposed piece of conveyor, which is absolutely not acceptable in my book. Because it makes it look very vulnerable. And I don't like that. You know, for a... Let's say for a work-only ship, like an industrial-grade ship that only will see industrial usage, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But for a ship that will potentially, in a fictional world, will see combat usage as well, it's not so cool. Alright, so, it will be conveyors, 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 conveyors. And then more conveyors, 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 conveyors. And now what I'm thinking, and I'm not quite sure if that is even doable. Let me see. If there's a turret here, that means the turret will take up the space, like this space around it, the 3x3 space. Which means if we put a wall here and one over here, then we can have like a little middle section here, almost like a hallway. And what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna put like control stations everywhere here, and they're basically, I'm gonna like rig them up that if you go to a control station like that, you have the corresponding turret right on the hotbar, you know, so you can like pretend that you're a gunner and then assume direct control of this turret. You know what I mean? I think that would be kind of cool. Also, because I want to make sure that this thing also will have air support, I think I should also put a conveyor here. Because then there will be an air vent here, and then... Yeah, I think that will work. Okay. Cool. So, at the minimum, we'll need this much steel plates. This is like the outer edge. Of course, we're gonna fill the whole layer again, and I'm gonna do this as minimalistic as I can, because you know we can still do like decorations and go on with further plating later. That is not the issue, but I wanna, you know, I don't wanna put down too much and then later have to basically take away again. And that's why I'm also not connecting this bit here already, because there will have to be some stairs involved, and I'm not quite sure about the placement. Also, I'm not using heavy armor blocks. As I said, this, you know, in my mind, this ship can see combat, but it's not like a military grade warship. That's not what this is. This is a... I don't even know if capital ship is the right word for it. That's one of the weirdest thing to me whenever I see somebody post something on the workshop like capital ship or a destroyer. I always wonder what went into the classification in your mind when you called it that. Did you call it that because it sounded cool, or is there some actual system behind it? I mean, I've seen several threads where they go over classifications and what they think that they should be. And you know, if you kind of look to the nearest comparable thing, being Navy, then you can take classifications from there. But in space, doesn't make that much sense, I don't think. But as far as I have seen, if there's any classifications, most people do it on weight limit, which is not very smart in theory, but it's the easiest way to do it. Because of course weight is kind of weird, because it's not like in the Navy a destroyer is exactly that weight or it's exactly that long. A destroyer has a specific function, just like a battleship has specific functions. And I think it both needs to go into this, you know, if you give it a name. So for me, a capital ship would be like a huge, massive ship that would be at the center of, I think, a battle fleet. That's not what this is. This is an all-purpose explorer ship, I think it's a good call, because you know it has mining capabilities, it has some defenses just in case we go into uncharted territory and fight pirates and whatnot. It has communication systems, it has decent armor, at least I think so. So yeah, that's what I would call it. And you know, I understand people doing weight classifications. It's way easier to do so. To say, oh yeah, something that's 1 million tons in weight is a Titan or a Dreadnought. That's also a thing that I see a lot. That people call ships Dreadnoughts. And I'm not like a historian, but weren't Dreadnoughts one of the earliest warships and then they pretty much were discontinued? Because they didn't make any sense anymore? I might be wrong, but I think Dreadnoughts were these like heavy armored but super fucking slow and not very maneuverable ships. I might be wrong, but I think that's what they were. Could be mistaken, but yeah. But if you see Dreadnoughts, they're mostly the biggest and the baddest ships of any army. And of course you can always, you know, go to like sci-fi series and try to make sense there. There's some sci-fi series that do it better and some that just don't care, or at least it doesn't seem they care, you know. They just make it sound cool, like, oh yeah, this ship looks like a destroyer. Oh well. Our ship is a Swiss exploration ship for the glory of the Swiss space empire. Yes. Do we have enough steel to complete this run without going back? That would be nice. That would be really nice. Because then we could start to place the turrets and then it will start to look like something, you know? Because right now it just looks like sheets of metal stacked upon each other, which is not very impressive, obviously. But as soon as we can plunk down the turret, it will, I hope, start to look like something at least. We'll see, I guess. There we go. Also, I'm just thinking ahead a little bit already, because, you know, we will have this hallway up here. And I wonder if we should, like, pull that hallway out a little bit further back, and then basically add a, I don't know, a solar panel section? Thing is, even if we, dude, I'm not quite sure how and where to place the solar panels. Because technically, we would want to place them outside here, because then they would have the most coverage. But we could also like make them straight up, stick them up like a fin or something at the back here, you know. So at least there's two sides, or like, actually there will be a quite big radius of sunlight that will be possible to hit. All right, it's time for turrets. Oh, which way around are those? I think this way. Yes. Okay. Let's start to place these suckers. Disable T, because T is an annoying key. I'm not even sure what it's called, this option, the T option. It's like automatic turning or something like that, or smart turning, I don't know. Most features that in games that are labeled smart are absolutely annoying the shit out of me, and I need to deactivate them. Same in League of Legends, smart casting. I hate that. I cannot play with smart casting. To be fair, I haven't played League of Legends in a long time now, actually. But still, oh, I hated that. I know I hated it. Everybody I know, or pretty much everyone I know, plays with smart casting. I don't. I don't know why. Okay. Can we even complete these? I wonder. Let me just save real quick. I don't know if and then we'll do a like this. Now it should be saved. Sometimes, I don't know why, in creative, I sometimes have the issue when I place a turret and then it gets power. Sometimes it randomly starts to attack other ships, and it might be because in creative sometimes if you place something, it's kind of like acts as a neutral ship, and by default turrets attack neutral stuff, right? I think that's the problem, or that might be the problem. And as you can see, we seem to be able to easily finish these. They don't need that much material, apparently. And now I'm not 100% sure I placed these the right way around. At least it seems like I placed them all in the same manner. Did I? Nope, this one is... Is this one the wrong way around or is it the right way around? Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. If we weld this again, let's see. Oh damn! I think this is the only one that's. Ah! No! No! Oh, that's annoying. That's very annoying now. Oh no! They're all wrong. Wah wah wah!
Inventory full.
Inventory full. Well, you know what they say. If you're not smart enough, you have legs. Or what was that saying? I don't know. In Germany or in German, we have some saying like that. If you're not smart enough, well, then you have to basically work more in that kind of sense, you know. And yep, that's exactly what I need to do right now. All right. So we place them with this thing forward. I really think this auto turn kind of screwed me here. Yeah, that's correct. God damn it. And I even have it deactivated, so I don't know what the problem is here. Well, there seems to be some blocks that like automatically turn whenever you put them on surfaces. Interior lights do the same. Sometimes you're placing interior lights and then suddenly one of the lights goes meh and goes the other direction. It's so annoying. It really is. Like that, right? Yeah, the control panel goes on the inside. I mean, if you think about it, I guess it makes kind of sense. That you don't want to have the control panel exposed to the outside. I guess that makes sense in some world. Don't ask me in which. I mean, on the other side is the loading bay, so to speak, where you put the ammo in, so that doesn't make any sense as well. I don't know. I have not made these models, although they look very good. Good job, whoever did those. There are some very good weapon mods that do fantastic weapon models, and I really wish there would be more different weapons. I know. What are you? Would you be using these weapons against anyway? I mean, seriously, why do you need 20 fucking different guns if there's barely any enemies in the game? I don't know, I just want them. You know, sometimes I have to ask myself if I'm even thinking straight. Because yeah, in Empyrean there's a shit ton of guns, but in Empyrean there's also enemies to fight, you know, and different guns give you different tactics and advantages against those enemies. But yeah, here, yeah, not so much. You have pirate drones, and then you maybe have dogs if you're insane enough to have them activated, which is still something I do not understand. Sabroids, these crazy spiders. All right, let's do the next layer, shall we? So this will be the hallway. So it's gonna be 3 blocks wide, which is more than enough to walk through. Like that. Let's actually put let's already put a vent down. Why the fuck not? If we already have access, we might as well put one down. There we go. And then, what I'm thinking now is the problem that we might have to already think about how this whole design is going to look anyway. But you know, going to have some separators, or whatever you want to call them, in between the turrets. Like that. You know, I don't know if they're going to be like big, so that they don't even see each other, or they're going to be like very small. Not sure yet. Also, maybe now would be a good time to start thinking about the connection here. So at least something like this. I mean, that's the minimum we need to do right now. Like that, right? And then there's gonna be a door here, so this vent will also provide air to this part here. Right. Okay, let's weld this for now, at least a part down here, and then add some stairs. Then we're gonna continue with our thinking process. Come on. Very good. Actually, let's just weld that one. Well, there's also this conveyor. This conveyor actually right now is kind of useless. I might even delete that one and just replace it with a normal block, basically. It's not very useful at this point, isn't it? I mean, do we need 2 vents in here? I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. Alright. Very good. Okay. Let's take this apart. That's all part of engineering. Sometimes you build things, sometimes you take them apart again. Okay. Now, just from a style point of view, this would make sense, right? That there's also these separators on that level, so to speak, right? That makes sense to me. In some way, shape, or form. That makes sense. I think. So at least that. Okay. Which means this would make sense too. And now if we get some stairs, how far back can we place the stairs until it gets awkward? I mean, that works too, but that looks a bit awkward. I don't know, if the stairs are so close, it looks a bit weird. So actually, I'm very happy to place the stairs like that. And I have the feeling that back here we're gonna do the same thing, actually. That we're gonna do something like that and then go back down again. So that this part of the ship is technically the highest part. Know what I mean? Yes, let me get some oxygen, and then we'll start welding. And then I think we'll see this thing take form slowly. You know, sometimes you have these grand design concepts, and then you can build the whole thing. You can put all the blocks down and then start welding, and sometimes you have to do it like step by step, as I'm doing it right now. Because right now I cannot quite see. Oh damn, I need to weld these as well. Whoopsie, don't forget those. That would be a weakness in the ship otherwise. Not that it's terrible or anything, but still. It wouldn't appeal to my sense of... I don't know even what sense that wouldn't appeal to. All of them, probably. Aesthetics? Completion? Something like that. Right, like that. I think this is taking form quite well. I can see kinda where this is going. I just don't have the complete end project in my head right now. I have like a very blurry image. It's not quite clear yet. Everything will come with time. We just need to be patient. Very much so. Alright. Let me do this side first. It's easier that way. Oh, come on. Ugh! Sometimes I wish these welders would have a bigger radius. Or that you could upgrade these welders as you can your personal welder. You know, you can make level 1, 2, and 3 welders with huge radius of welding. That would make things so much easier. I mean, You could mod that pretty easily, I'm sure. The question is, how balanced would that be? And how crazily abusive could they get? Because I know there's people building these self-repairing ships, right? And I wonder, with a welder that has huge radius and repairs really fast, you could hide these welders very much within your ship. And they basically would make your ship invulnerable, as long as you have materials. Maybe that's the reason why that doesn't work. Right? Because if you normally do this self-welding ship, you will have to have these welders right behind your hull. And then if you're unlucky, these welders can get destroyed. And then your self-welding ship is basically out of order. But, of course, if you can place them so far inside your ship that you can just weld away behind, I don't know, 3 layers of heavy armor blocks, yeah, there's nothing that can defeat such a ship. Unless you would have some kind of EMP. I know there's a mod that has some weird EMP weapon. I never tried it, though. But it's a cool concept. I mean, this game has so much potential. I mean, everybody has said that about this game, I think. You know, in PvP, because you can create these massive ships and you can battle each other, but because of the multiplayer instabilities, it's just not feasible, especially with large ships, which, let's be honest, is the coolest, the most badass thing. I mean, yeah, you can do these little dogfights with small fighters and whatnot, but they're over in a very short time. Imagine having like a fleet of 20 ships on each side, and then with hundreds of players captaining and piloting and gunning on these ships, and then just all hell breaks loose. It's a nice thought, but yeah, probably not going to happen, right? Alrighty. We still have some minutes. So at least let's start designing the next step. I think we need to put at least these on here. Oops. Something like that. Damn it. Oh, we can actually go to this one. Easier. Thanks. Have it on this layer. And then I have to check how I'm gonna make the roof, I think. That is the most important part here. I mean, I'm very happy to do this part like that, you know, that's just a very flat connection piece here. I'm happy with that. It's a bit blocky, but it's okay. Let's add, at least here, a second layer, because that's the minimum that we need. Also, let's add the stations already. And then afterwards I think we might do that next time real quick. Figure out which turret belongs to which station, basically. So we're gonna have stations here, here, here. This is also a block that turns by itself, as you can see. I'm not quite sure why it does it. If it tries to find, you know, the direction the ship is normally flying, I don't know if it does that, but no, it can't be, because now it turns into the other direction. Oh well, something like that. And then I'm imagining, if it's possible, maybe we'll do some, you know, like, let me get these, you know, like something like this on the inside, just to give it a bit more character. Although we have to be careful, it cannot go like that, because otherwise you cannot get through here. But we could do it with these blocks here, you know, something like that. Then you still would have a space to walk through here. It's gonna be quite narrow, but it should work. Also, yeah, it should work also. But there's of course, there's the danger that you go into wall walking mode if you do that. Alright. Although, are magnet boots activated if there's gravity? I don't know. Let's just... No, wait, that's awkward because, yeah. No, 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 no. That does not fly. Something that we could do, on the other hand, is basically kind of encase these stations in these little niches here, so that there's like protection. It's not much for protection. It's more like for it makes everything look a little bit more stable and not boring. And it looks a bit more stable. It looks a bit more protected like that. I think that works, right? Something like that. And then there's either we're gonna make the roof right on top of this, and then it's gonna be like that. Or we're gonna make one more layer, although I don't think we need one more layer, do we? I don't think so. But anyway, I think we got a nice progression here. We got all the frickin' turrets now. I mean, now we have 4 Gatling gun turrets, 8 rocket launcher turrets. We have how many rocket launchers? We have 6 rocket launchers. Why is this not welded? The fuck? Oh, now I'm running out of steel plates. Are you serious? Arrgh. I need to do this right now, otherwise I will forget and will hate myself. Even if I don't know, but I will hate myself. Ha! Good. Very good. Right. Let me do the obligatory screenshot. Man, that's a bit crowded. Let's do it like that. That's beautiful. Alright. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Sorry.